Good morning, Britain. Could the cost of our energy bills decide the election? Well, on the day the energy price cap is predicted to drop, saving families around £100 on average a year, both Labour and the Conservatives are promising to tackle the cost of living and finally bring bills down. Will it be enough to put either party in power? Well, the man who wants to be the next Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, will be live on the show after 7.
Plus, the man many of us would vote to be in charge of our country's finances, Martin Lewis, will be live to explain what the price cap actually means for you. That's after 8. Holiday
horror. 4 people are dead and 16 injured after a restaurant collapses on a beach in Mallorca, with fears tourists may still be trapped in the rubble.
On their way to Wembley, tens of thousands of Manchester City and United fans will be heading down south as they count down to kick off for the FA Cup final.
Oh yes, all rise. The boys from Blue will be in the building, fresh from their reunion tour. They're going to be doing a flyby of our studio later this morning.
Cloudy with some rain today, not as heavy as the last few. The outlook into the weekend, mixed fortunes. I'll have all the details of that and more coming up on Good Morning Britain.
Friday, 24th of May, 2024. Live from Television Centre in London. This is Good Morning Britain with Kate Garraway and Adil Ray.
Morning, morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Now, a man called Rishi Sunak has announced an election.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
How did it go? Was it smooth? And how was the announcement?
We've got 41 more days to go. How have you been?
All right, good. How's your week been? What have you been up to?
I've been everywhere. I've been hanging out with the King.
What?
Yes.
The actual King?
I've been to the palace. Look, there with Rebecca Thompson, our Good Morning Britain
Ooh.
Volunteer of the Year. He was in fine form, actually.
What did he talk about? Was he funny? Did you have a little quip?
It was very nice to it. He was funny, had a laugh. He was very keen to hear about Rebecca because she's obviously extraordinary. But he looked really well. That's all the winners.
Oh, wow.
At the palace. There's me just sort of
Where are you?
loitering behind His Majesty's hair.
It's like you're photobombing him.
I know, I'm sort of giggling too much, aren't I? But it's really good. And it was very, very wet when we were there.
Oh, really?
Around the same time that Mr Sunak was announcing the election. And here's a tip for him. There's a couple of props there.
There you go.
You may be unfamiliar with. There's something called an umbrella.
What's one of those?
I know. It's extraordinary. And that dress... Oh, bless him. We're very, very close. We were very, very close to him. I could have run over. And I could have held it over his head if only I'd known the trouble he was in.
Hanging out with the King.
What have you been up to?
I went to home base.
Well,
that was my week.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
And looking at new toilet seats.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
all I was doing, yeah.
Do you know what? Actually, funnily enough, they have great toilet seats at the palace.
Do they?
I actually had a conversation with myself in the toilets.
What?
About how they keep them so shiny and unscratched.
Did you actually have this conversation? Are you just doing this for effect? Did you talk outside? Kate, look at
I was in the cubicle thinking, crikey, I've got a black toilet seat. It's not this shiny.
I wonder what the person in the cubicle next door thought of you talking.
I imagine he was having the same conversation.
He! Whoa! Revelation, ladies and gentlemen.
Or whatever they chose to be, was having the same conversation with themselves as well.
Oh,
although
fantastic.
maybe it's because they change them.